Swallowed star. After a while, at the entrance of the absolute beginning region entrance. Your Majesty Luo Feng, this is the case of manuals we just received, it's what you ordered. Lady Fox waved her bushy tail and handed over the case. Thanks. Luo Feng received the silver case. It was finally here. This was the third manual of time-space scribbles that was worth 100k points, as he had already acquired the first 2 volumes, the Virtual Universe Company only sent him the third. Carrying it, he turned and rose into the sky. Luo Feng, you mad man, stay there. A voice resounded. Luo Feng turned around to look. In the distance, a silver light landed on the grass. It was the silver-armored black-haired youth Wuka. This Menka prince's body growth was indeed slow. Even after such a long time, he still hadn't fully matured. Why are you shouting at me? Luo Feng smiled and walked over. In our past, we have had few star fragment meetings, even had the huge party for the absolute beginning members. But, you've yet to attend even one of them. Damn, recently even in the virtual universe you've completely disappeared. As he spoke, he punched Luo Feng in the chest unhappily. Luo Feng was initially shaken but diffused the punch. These past few months have been critical, hence I haven't come online. Luo Feng explained. These past few months, he had acquired the Beast God statue and had a miraculous encounter in Tianshi Palace. It has indeed been a few months since he's come online. Ah, Luo Feng. Wuka's face grew mysterious, as he said softly, let me tell you a secret. What secret? Luo Feng asked curiously. I just came from the battle arena, and I got some news. Today, Bolin attempted the heavenly bridge. Wuka said softly. Again. Luo Feng was shocked. Every 3 levels of the bridge was a breakthrough point. The higher the levels, the harder it got. 1 to 3 levels, 4 to 6 levels, 7-9. He had spent 80 years in Blood River World. Bolin, Long Yun, Rong Jun, Wuka, Qian Shui, Jia Lai Shi etc. all had chosen their own paths, all improving both slow and quick. However, everybody would still occasionally attempt the heavenly bridge. During which most of them had all improved. However, Bolin was on the 6th level back in Primal Chaos City, and over these 80 years, this absolute genius had been working hard. However, he still hadn't passed the 7th level of the bridge. It was obvious that the 7th level was extremely difficult. Right now, in his batch, 3 people had reached the 6th level, Bolin, Rong Jun and himself. Bolin and himself had long reached the 6th level. Rong Jun just managed to do it after 80 years. And there were 4 people on the 5th level currently. He attempted it again, did he pass? Luo Feng asked. Hee. Wuka mocked softly. That proud punk, he just failed 2 years ago and attempted again today. However, he still failed, haha, would the 7th level be that easy? The difference in difficulty from the 6th to the 7th, is even more than the difficulty from levels 1 to 6 added together. Failed? Luo Feng nodded. Right. His 80 years had many miraculous encounters. The 3 bodies were all working in unison, along with the raised comprehension and melding from Blood River energy. Even after all this, he still didn't have a guarantee of passing the 7th level. Work hard. Wuka said. Rong Jun, that savage had just reached the 6th level not long ago. It'll be at least a few hundred years before he reaches the 7th. Right now in Out Batch, the fastest to reach the 7th is only you and Bolin. Luo Feng, you have to live up to the reputation of our absolute beginnings 3 heroes. Get lost. Luo Feng couldn't help but laugh and scold him. Absolute Beginning's 3 Heroes. Luo Feng wasn't used to it. Rong Jun too would frown dissatisfied. Wuka however was very proud. I won't speak any more to you, I'll return first. Luo Feng said. Ah, what did you buy? Wuka looked curiously at the briefcase in Luo Feng's hands. Time-space scribbles. Luo Feng said. 3 volumes. That's 100k points. Wuka stared wide-eyed, saying, You ruthless, you sure are wealthy. Luo Feng didn't chat more and immediately flew up. So. He soared through the skies and quickly returned to his villa. Within the study, he sat before his desk and held his breath as he opened the case. The 3rd volume. Luo Feng looked like a hungry wolf staring at a sheep. His eyes gleamed, and he didn't care about anything else, immediately opening and beginning to study it. This time-space scribbles 3rd volume reflected the rainstorm picture. As he studied this, the golden-horned beast still focused on studying the beast god statues tearing sky and land every day, focusing on the first claw. These two will resonated and Luo Feng's level simply rose at a very obvious rate. Learning is easy, application and fully grasping it however is difficult. Truly comprehending the 108 wonders was an extremely hard thing to do. Luo Feng was currently working on the rainstorm picture with a slight sense of comprehension. Luo Feng, there's mail. It's from the Virtual Universe Company. Within the training grounds, Luo Feng sat crossed on the alloy ground. He flipped the thick time-space scribbles before him, and occasionally controlled the Nanshan armament to practice, as countless dark gold little blades floated and danced in mid-air. Ah! Luo Feng's thoughts moved. Shwa! Countless little golden blades acted like birds returning to their nest, all entering the dark golden long rod on his back. Mail. Luo Feng immediately pointed in mid-air and a screen appeared, and on it displayed was the mail he just received. Secret Region Qualification Battle. Luo Feng looked at the subject. With a thought, he quickly opened and read on. The level of the Virtual Universe Company's core members were separated, from high to low, and also into the primal region, absolute beginning, sky and land and last phase regions. If one didn't work hard. During the genius battle, one may be the number 1 genius, entering the primal region. However, if he didn't work hard, he may be knocked down into the absolute beginning region during the secret region qualifications. During the second time, he may be knocked into the sky and land region. Resources were limited. The human talents were unlimited. As time passed, new batches of genius would always present themselves. If one's strength didn't match the absolute beginning region, he would naturally fall into the sky and land region. Yuxiang Mountain's primal region members, according to strength, were separated into Sector Lord, Domain Lord and Universe level. Within the primal region, there were 100 Sector Lords, 10 Domain Lords and 3 Universe levels. Absolute beginning region, 1,000 Sector Lords, 100 Domain Lords and 30 Universe levels. Sky and Land region, 10,000 Sector Lords, 1,000 Domain Lords and 300 Universe levels. Last phase region, if a core member failed the competition, he would be dropped into the last phase region. This was the final step. Of which the Universe level members would compete every 100 years. The Domain Lords would compete every 1,000 years. The Sector Lords would compete every 100,000 years. As the Sector Lords would mostly be stuck at the pinnacle for very very long. Hence, every 10,000 years the Virtual Universe Company would organize a genius battle and hero battle, during which, it absorbed a few geniuses here and there, along with some genius Sector Lords that pop out later. Thus, the number of Sector Lord geniuses were the most. Even with 100 slots on the primal region name list, the competition was still extremely intense. 100 slots. For the many from the genius battles, hero battles and others to compete for. Luo Feng thought as he looked at the screen, qualification battle. I'm currently universe level. This means that there'll be a battle every 100 years, and it's beginning in 6 years. Luo Feng thought. From the male, the primal region slots have extremely intense competition, and not just from people from the same batch. One will also battle with the earlier generations and seniors. The qualification battle is very tragic. However, to enter the primal region, other than the qualification battle, there's actually another way. Luo Feng smiled as he looked at the male. The last phase members want to enter the sky and land region. The sky and land members want to enter the absolute beginning region. The absolute beginning members want to enter the primal region. How is this supposed to happen? There were 2 ways. One was the qualification battles and the second was attempting Sky Mountain. The qualification battles belonged to a large-scale elimination battle. The universe-level members would compete amongst each other, finally picking the victors. This occurred every 100 years. And at Sector Lord level, it took place every 100,000 years. However, attempting Sky Mountain was different. According to the male, as long as I pass the primal region Sky Mountain, I can enter the primal region. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. I'll give it a shot. After studying the 3rd volume of the Time-Space Scribbles for a couple of months, my understanding of the rainstorm picture has grown. I can even maintain Blade World for 30 seconds now. During a battle between the strong, 30 seconds is enough. Luo Feng thought, I'll attempt the primal region Sky Mountain. Virtual universe, especially open space. There was a huge piece of land there, and on it were 3 majestic mountains. Each one higher than the other. This is the Sky Mountain. Luo Feng carried on his back the dark golden long rod and looked up at the 3 majestic mountains. At the halfway mark of each of the 3 were glowing golden words, sky and land, absolute beginning, primal. Of which, the primal Sky Mountain was even bigger and taller. So, Luo Feng became a beam of light and flew straight at the primal Sky Mountain. Primal Sky Mountain was over 10,000 li high, and was majestic and wondrous. It was especially open space by the virtual universe, and it was the tallest mountain here. A beam of light stopped at the foot of the mountain. It was Luo Feng, who was carrying a dark golden long rod on his back. Ah! Luo Feng looked ahead. There laid a tall and sturdy bull man with horns on his head, and beside him was a terrifying huge axe. His snores sounded like thunder, and he had saliva drooling from his mouth, flowing down his face full of fur, landing on the black stones beside him. That bull man seemed to realize something and he opened his eyes curiously. He looked at Luo Feng and immediately got up, laughing loudly. You are here for the primal Sky Mountain? Yes. Luo Feng nodded. Ha, there's someone finally here to play with me. The bull man laughed loudly. He raised his head and roared, White ape, snake, get over here. His voice boomed and resounded. So. Bull, ape and snake. Luo Feng frowned. The ape men was a huge race, as far as numbers were concerned. Within the human race, just the ape men alone could be separated into many other categories. When compared to them, the bull man's numbers were weaker than the ape men, and the snake people's numbers were much lesser. It's only considered rare only in this comparison. The snake people were still a commonly seen race in humanity. Hee, finally there's someone here to attempt the primal Sky Mountain. The skinny ape man stooped and mocked. Let me see his background. As the seductive snake lady spoke, her shockingly long tongue would extend out occasionally, after which her crystal-like eyes stared at Luo Feng. So it's your Majesty Luo Feng from the absolute beginning region. He is a new person, yet he dares attempt the Sky Mountain. Snake, don't scare him away. The bull man roared. Looking at Luo Feng, Your Majesty Luo Feng, the rules to attempt the Sky Mountain are very simple. You only need to kill all the guards at the foot, waist and peak of the mountain. Then, you'll be considered to have passed the Sky Mountain. The three of us are the guardians of the mountain base. Luo Feng nodded. Kill all the way to the peak. Will you still attempt it? The bull man roared. I will. Luo Feng nodded. White ape, snake, attack. The bull man roared excitedly. He immediately grabbed that terrifying huge axe and with a step, the entire ground shook. Swiftly, he rushed towards Luo Feng. As the axe was already in position, a blur of a yellow axe slashed out. Chi. With the swing of that axe, even the space around was scarred. Hee. That skinny ape man mocked. While he was standing on a stone, from behind him, the black bamboo poke flew out. It seemed to instantly grow longer. There were a total of 9 joints on it, every one disconnected with countless threads weaving through. It formed a 9-joint whip. This was a level 3 spirit weapon. Arc Serpent. So. The blurry silhouette immediately pierced forward like lightning. With precise control, it actually reached Luo Feng before the bull man did. Like a venomous snake, it was trying to bite him. Humph. The snake lady snorted, her eyes gleaming purple. A formless spirit energy immediately headed towards Luo Feng. In an instant, the bullman, skinny ape man and the snake lady all attacked simultaneously. In terms of speed, naturally the spirit energy was the fastest, and it pierced straight into Luo Feng's consciousness. Within his consciousness. Over these 80 years, he wanted to reach the 4th level, but it was obviously still not enough. Rumble. The spirit energy crashed into the void pagoda, it slightly shook but remained undamaged. You think you can hurt me with just that? Luo Feng stood on the dark cloud shuttle. His killing intent was fully unleashed, go and die all of you. Rumble. The dark golden long rod from behind immediately shot out countless gold light, a blur of little golden blades shot out countless threads, connecting directly through the universe space and gold laws. The 2 laws through the Nanshan armament fused perfectly, even the lofty mountain vanished under the light. A vast space, blade energy revolved. Nanshan armament 6th level, blade world. Dang! A piece of blade energy immediately attacked that arc serpent that had become a black light, knocking it backwards. In the distance, the skinny ape man immediately went pale, and his expression changed. Nanshan armament's blade world. Simultaneously, he communicated, Snake, attack his soul. Once you disperse his consciousness, his blade world will crumble. You don't need to tell me. Her expression was cold. A formless spirit energy once again attacked Luo Feng. Dang! The condensed blade energy knocked away the arc serpent and rushed towards the bull man's huge axe. The bull man felt a powerful force heading his way past the huge axe. He trembled and couldn't help but retreat, spitting out fresh blood. At the same time, the spirit energy attack that the snake lady had unleashed clashed with Luo Feng's void pagoda. Go and die. Luo Feng stared at the bull man. Xiao. The condensed blade energy followed and with a flash and pierced through his forehead, it left a hole, as his body fell. Bullman was dead. The skinny ape man and snake lady stopped their attacks. Your Majesty Luo Feng, you actually defeated Bullman. You've passed this mountain foot. The skinny ape man said. Congratulations. The snake lady said. As the illusion vanished, his expression changed. A black light had already reached before him. That bull man with blood on his mouth roared as he rushed over, and in the distance, the snake lady was filled with shock. He actually broke through my illusion that quickly. That illusion sure was terrifying. Luo Feng was shocked. Before, when he had heavily injured the bull man, he had already fallen for the spell. The bull man he killed was all an illusion. This snake lady's illusion has already reached such a level. The bull man and ape man are definitely not to be messed with either. When they clashed with my blade world before, they were only injured and not killed. Luo Feng immediately had many thoughts in his mind, simultaneously brandishing a blood shadow blade and a six-edged shield. A resplendent flash of a blade. Illusionary 7 blades, Dutchman's pipe. Dang! The black light was knocked away. Die! The vast blade world immediately sent a piece of the energy straight at the snake lady. Her expression changed and she roared mentally, "You too, come back and help me block it." Simultaneously a black shield with snake engravings appeared before her. As a hypnotist, her control of spirit weapons had to be almost as good as a controller. Ah 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 ah. The bull man roared over. However, a fighter's speed was far from blade energy or spirit weapons. Go and die. The ape man controlled the black light, piercing towards Luo Feng. Dang! 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 With the shield and blade, even though he was disadvantaged, he still managed to block the attacks. Humph! Luo Feng's eyes flashed with a chill as he blocked. Chi! 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 Simply using his blade and shield allowed him to block the ape-man's attack. Hence, Luo Feng focused his blade world on the snake lady. With the condensed blade energy, it madly surrounded and attacked her and in an instant consecutively attacking her tens of times. Chi! The snake lady's spirit weapon was obviously unlike her illusion abilities. Finally the blade energy pierced through her head. I can't maintain this for much longer. Luo Feng's expression changed. As he was focused on both using his blade and maintaining blade world, it was extremely taxing. Ah! The bull man raged, reaching beside Luo Feng. Xiao! The black light was as fast as lightning, once again reaching Luo Feng. Dang! Luo Feng gathered some blade energy to once again block the black light. Rumble! Go and die! Luo Feng's blood shadow blade immediately unleashed the 7th technique in the illusionary 7 blades, burial. The flash of his blade was savage, filled with endless killing intent. Ah! The bull man howled and swung his huge axe. Dang! The golden long blade smashed into his huge axe, causing it to disperse into 2,000 little golden blades. His axe too however was knocked aside and Luo Feng's blood shadow blade slashed at that moment. Chi! The bull man was sliced into half from his head to his feet. Block! As he killed the bullman, Luo Feng used the 6-edged shield to block the arc serpent piercing from behind. Rumble! As the black light clashed into his shield, the 9-joint serpent black light actually waved its tail as fast as lightning, and pierced through Luo Feng's head, as red and white splattering. Luo Feng was killed. Damn, 2 of us actually died due to him. The skinny ape-man let out a sigh of relief. He couldn't help but feel shocked. Beside, the bull man and snake lady revived. She looked as Luo Feng's body vanished, shocked. My illusion and abilities actually couldn't affect him. This is only a newbie and he actually managed to kill 2 out of 3 of us. The bull man stared. Yuxiang Mountain, Luo Feng sat in his study. I actually wasn't able to even pass the foot of the mountain. Luo Feng shook his head. In times of crisis, I still cannot maintain the blade world long enough. Just maintaining the blade world alone, I can only do it for 30 seconds. However, while using the blood shadow blade and shield, and maintaining blade world simultaneously, the time I can do it is cut short by a lot. My comprehension is still lacking. Luo Feng recalled the battle before, reflecting on the flaws and failures. After a while. Luo Feng, your teacher Tru Yen Emperor is requesting a call. The fist-sized demon Babata on his shoulder shouted. Teacher. Luo Feng stood up. His demeanor was humble. Simultaneously, he opened the screen. On the screen, one could see a pavilion, which was erected on a reef, and below it was Tru Yen Emperor lifting a wine glass. In the distance behind him was a luxurious and majestic palace, and on it were 2 large golden words Tru Yen. That should be his shrine in Thunder Island. Luo Feng thought. Luo Feng. On the screen, Tru Yen smiled and shouted. Teacher. Luo Feng bowed respectfully. You should have already received the mail the Virtual Universe Company had sent. He said, eyes mocking, don't you really wish to make it into the primal region? Luo Feng nodded. After which, he shook his head helplessly and said, Teacher, after reading the mail, I learnt that there were 2 ways to enter the primal region. One of them was the qualification battles and second was the Sky Mountain. I just went to try the Sky Mountain. PFFFF. Tru Yen spat out the wine, and his golden-furred face started laughing. You said you just attempted Sky Mountain. Luo Feng nodded. Failed? Luo Feng nodded. It'd be weird if you didn't. Tru Yen couldn't help but mock him. Looks like you really don't know anything about the Sky Mountain. I just read the mail and found out about it. Luo Feng said. Luo Feng nodded. He had lost at the 6th story's first level of the pagoda, and Bolin actually made it to the 7th story. There is a reason behind it. The 7th-story pagoda was set up so that there's almost no hope of passing. Tru Yen said. This Sky Mountain is the same. The difficulty is extremely high. Yet, you wish to enter the primal region by passing Sky Mountain. I'll tell you this, even if the primal region universe level members all went, none of them would be able to pass their own primal Sky Mountain. Luo Feng was stunned. Even if it's the primal region members, none of them could pass the primal Sky Mountain. Do you understand? If you can pass the primal Sky Mountain, that would mean you are even stronger than the same-leveled primal region members. Naturally, they'd give you the position then. Tru Yen said, as for just how hard it is, you've already tried it. Where did you fail, foot? Mid or peak? Foot. Luo Feng was somewhat ashamed. I killed 2 of them, before I failed. Being able to kill 2 is already not bad. How long have you been nurtured in the Virtual Universe Company? Tru Yen said. As for the difficulty of the Sky Mountain, the foot, mid and peak all have 3 guardians. The guardians are all fighter, spirit reader controller and hypnotist. The 3 of them will gang up on you. Even if the 3 of them are weaker than you by a little, with their combined forces, and by working together, they become extremely strong. Tru Yen said. The mid-mountain guardians are 10 times stronger than the foot. The peak guardians are 10 times stronger than the mid-section. Luo Feng stared, how can that be? Doesn't that mean that the peak guardians are 100 times stronger than the ones at the foot? Right, 100 times. Tru Yen nodded. When unleashing the Blade World, I can maintain it for 30 seconds. Unleashing Blade World at Universe Level 9, even in the vast universe, wouldn't that be absolute already? Luo Feng was clear on his status. Tru Yen nodded, yes, it's absolute. I'm almost able to pass the mountain foot, and yet the peak guardians are 100 times stronger. Luo Feng couldn't help but shout out, how can a universe level 9 pass it? It was hard to imagine. At universe level 9, there was still someone 100 times stronger. He was able to unleash the Blade World. And his willpower and consciousness was able to defend against hypnotism. Right, how can one pass? Tru Yen laughed too, hence, even the Primal Region Universe level members cannot pass it. Luo Feng was stunned. The Primal Sky Mountain is a benchmark. It was placed there for people to aspire at, for people to feel like they have a goal, and to never feel proud. Tru Yen said. Hence, if you wish to rise to the primal region, the true path is the qualification battles. Teacher. Luo Feng thought. On the screen Tru Yen Emperor looked at him. Has anyone ever passed the primal sky mountain? Luo Feng asked. Yes. Of course. And quite a few in fact. Tru Yen smiled and nodded. In this vast universe, with its countless humans, many of them have had miraculous encounters. There are also strong characters with extremely high comprehension and great physiques. What hasn't there been? In the vast history, just how many geniuses have there been? You and Bolan are but geniuses of the last 10,000 eras. And how long has the primal universe been around for? Within the endless periods of time, geniuses stronger than you and Bolan by 10 to 100 times have appeared. Everything has happened before. Tru Yen shook his head. The chances of a genius becoming a strong warrior are extremely high. However, there is still a large amount of them that fall. Back during my generation, of course tens of thousands of years earlier, there was one called Kadi. He was named as a 1 in 100 million eras genius. Universe level, domain lord, and sector lord, these three periods, he directly passed the primal sky mountain, which is extremely miraculous and beyond compare. When he was in the outfield battles, he simply shocked the other races. During sector lord level, he was able to kill an undying with the title official. A group of universe country leaders and knights competed to accept him as their disciples. Finally, it was the primal chaos city leader that accepted him. Luo Feng was stunned. Treating the primal sky mountain as a game. Sector lord level able to kill an undying with the title official. A group of universe country leaders and knights fighting to take him in. Madness. And finally, Tru Yen shook his head. In a particular universe secret region, he died. When he died, he was Sector Lord Pinnacle. Luo Feng blinked hard. Saying someone is a genius, maybe if it's within a galaxy, indeed he would be number one. However, in a star field? In a universe country? In the entire humanity? Tru Yen smiled. Even if you are the number one genius in the universe of humanity, that's only one period of time. In 10,000 years, 10,000 eras, 100 million eras, the entire history of humanity. What are you against that? Luo Feng couldn't help but nod. One should be confident, but not arrogant. Tru Yen shook his head, that Bolan is too proud. Yet he doesn't know that the group of universe country leaders don't even favor him. Over their long life, they've already seen many geniuses similar to him. I understand. I will work hard. If others can pass the primal sky mountain, I too will work hard. Luo Feng said. On the screen, Tru Yen was slightly taken aback before nodding. My reason for calling is to warn you about the qualification matches. Tru Yen said. These matches, firstly it is an internal battle within the absolute beginning region. There are a total of 38 in that region. The original 30, plus the 8 of you new people. Luo Feng nodded. 38 decisive battles, picking out the top 3. The strongest 3 will have the right to challenge the people of the primal region. Of course, very few have ever succeeded. Tru Yen said, "What I want to talk about now is your internal battle between the 38. You, Rong Jun and the rest of the 8 are all new people. And as for the old people of the universe level, some of them have been nurtured for 1,000 years, and many for thousands of years." Tru Yen said. Right now, of these 30 old people, 5 have passed the 7th level of the heavenly bridge and 25 have passed the 6th. Luo Feng couldn't help but stare. This. 30 old people, 5 have passed the 7th level. And the rest have all passed the 6th. That's not strange at all. If Wuka and the rest train for thousands of years, they'd all be able to pass the 6th level as well. Tru Yen said. Time, that's the power of time. Your talents may be high, but they've trained longer. Why have they not broken through to Domain Lord after so long? Luo Feng couldn't help but ask. That was simply bullying. The new people would be crushed. 30 old people and 5 of them had already passed the 7th level. Bottleneck, to these geniuses, they can definitely pass it in a 1,000 years. Tru Yen poured his wine, downing the glass and pouring yet another. However, the universe level is one that allows them to take missions and earn points. And it is also a good time to lay down solid foundations, naturally their achievements would be higher later. Since their lifespans are long, what's thousands of years in the universe level? No one is stupid, they are all taking the chance to earn points. And because of this, one can only take 10 missions every 100 years. And the safe level, normal, difficult, dangerous, suicide levels, every one of them have limits to how many you can take. Tru Yen said. This is simply bullying. Luo Feng couldn't help but say. They too were once new people. On the screen Tru Yen said. You are still okay, staying in the absolute beginning region shouldn't be a problem. However Wuka and the rest of them, they'd probably be knocked back into the sky and land region. Luo Feng was silent. Your greatest enemies are those 5, the 5 who've passed the 7th level of the heavenly bridge. Tru Yen said. 5, the 5 from the 30 old people. Luo Feng frowned. 5 great warriors. The talents of these 5 people were at least Wuka's level, and with such long time to train and grow, they would have taken many missions and had much experience. Work hard. Your opponents are them. Tru Yen said. This is your first qualification battle. There's not much of a chance to enter the primal region. My request for you is for you to make it into the top 3 of the absolute beginning. After the call ended, Luo Feng sat in his room for a while. My initial plan was to make it into the primal region. But the old people of the absolute beginning are actually that strong, teacher wishes for me to make it into the top 3. Luo Feng thought. A soldier that doesn't wish to become general is not a good soldier. If I don't even dare to dream about entering the primal region, then I'd be useless. This time. I definitely have to make it into the primal region. 6 years, I still have 6 years. Luo Feng thought. As for these next 6 years, he already gave up on the initial plan. He already had a general idea for his plan for the next 6 years. My strengths. My advantage is my strength and I will further strengthen them as much as possible.